Jan, are you listening?
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to call the Lamar City Council regular meeting for Tuesday, December 17th to order. Start with roll call, please.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Wick,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Present.
Bruns,
Here.
Pick.
Here. Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Motion carried. Sorry, too quick. Hearings. First, B1. We have financing water projects. At the December 3rd, 2024 meeting, the council set this date and time to hear public comments regarding a water revenue loan agreement in the principal amount not to exceed $39,900,000. Financing is for the reverse osmosis water treatment plant project, the Well 15 project, and the raw water main project. I'd like to open the hearing and ask for any written or oral objections to the proposed financing. Anybody here to talk about the water project? Seeing none, I'll close the meeting, or close the hearing and turn to the council.
Motion to adopt resolution 2458, taking action to enter into a water revenue loan agreement.
Second. I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Pick,
Yes.
Bruns,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Wick,
Yes.
Sturgeon.
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to general discussion. Citizens. Any citizens here to address the council? Seeing none, we'll move to the thumbs up award. Brad.
Thumbs up to the chamber for Pioneer Village, even though one night was washed out. It looked like, from judging by the number of cars at fairgrounds, it looked like a great success. So thumbs up to them.
Ryan.
I would second that sentiment.
I as well, and also since this is our last meeting of 2024, I just want to give a thumbs up to the city staff, those that are in the room and those that are online, and those that have really made a difference this year for the city of Lamar's, whether it's solving crimes, preventing crimes, saving lives, putting out fires, advancing our community. I really appreciate all that you've done. And it's been a pleasure being your mayor for 2024. So. Wick?
Ditto to all of the above.
Same, right? All right, thank you. Moving on to consent items. Under consent items, we have one, approval of the December 3rd, 2024 regular meeting minutes, a list of bills for period ending 12/13/24, monthly financial statement for November 2024, designation of the official newspaper for 2025, appointments for Board of Zoning, commercial solid waste collection licenses, urban revitalization tax exemption request, renewal of liquor license for Family Table, credit edition, which will require a resolution and roll call, and then mayor's, council, staff assignments for 2025. As part of the appointments, I would like to recognize Larry Ruckty, who served on our Board of Zoning and Adjustment, and he passed away while in office, actually, and so we thank him for his service and wish his family the best. So.
Motion to approve consent items 1 through 10 with resolution 2459 on number 9.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Wick,
Yes.
Pick,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Bruns,
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to action items. E1, Community Betterment Projects number 3. For the majority of the last year, the city has been working with the Lamar's Area Betterment Foundation, LABF, and ISG to prepare concept renderings for the next round of community betterment projects. The projects received public input during 2 open sessions on February 13 and February 14 in 2024. The projects include Municipal Park, Sunset Park, Schaefer Park, Cleveland Park, Downtown Pocket Park, O'Toole Park. The LABF will begin a fundraising campaign soon to help fund the projects. Discussions have taken place as to the city's financial commitment to the projects. Council should make a commitment to kick off the fundraising process. City administrator is recommending the city commit up to $5.5 million or $5,500,000 towards the CBP3 projects. The city's commitment will be spread over a number of years as the projects progress. The city's commitment will fund the projects as the LABF are receiving donations. The city will contract with and pay for engineering and construction up until the $5,500,000 is expended. Once the commitment is expended, the LABF will be invoiced for city project costs. $5.5 million worth of costs will be funded from lost or bonded.
It'll actually be a revenue bond out of lost
Yeah.
funding source.
So basically, we're borrowing against the future payments in our lost account. So,
See Dustin and Mark are here to speak on it.
yeah, Dustin.
Mayor, thank you, and council members for the opportunity to be here today. Great introduction, Mayor. That took about my first 10 talking points, so
All right.
well said.
I didn't write this, I just read it.
Appreciate the foundation.
Who gets the credit for that?
Mark, I do appreciate the mug today. Go Vikings. That's nice to see. So just a little bit more input on this. Since 2014, the Betterment Foundation's been working in the community, and to date, over $10 million have come forward through very generous donations of our community members and businesses, all of which has gone back into the community. As the mayor noted, now that we're in Community Betterment Project number 3, the timing really was fantastic for us to walk alongside the Vision 2045 plan, and I'll let Mark say a couple words about that, and then I'll tie in just a few specifics around the projects that we'd like to work towards as part of this funding.
Yes, just as a reminder, our vision statement for the Vision 2045 plan is Lamar's will become the destination community to live, work, and play and visit in the tri-state area by building up to 8,500 housing units, increasing our population to 20,000, increasing retail sales to 350 million, ensuring that we have the infrastructure capacity to support the growth, but most importantly, and that's where this comes in, providing quality of life amenities supporting a family-centric community. So we've initiated a number of projects. This started back in February, and it's time now that this progresses and takes life.
Thanks, Mark. So a couple of the areas that we wanted to highlight, O'Toole Park, which has seen a significant amount of work already to date and will be the first park that we look at. Splash pad opportunity, a new clubhouse, and then playground that would surround the splash pad. The municipal park out by the golf course, looking at a clubhouse expansion, event plaza that will help tie in weddings and larger events that we think that we can capture in the community, along with additional tennis and pickleball courts, pave the parking lots that are out there, and then an outdoor fitness component. Cleveland Park, which the Betterment Foundation has had significant investment into already with the existing playground area, adding in another shelter, an inclusive playground area for handicapped children, a futsal court, and then 3 basketball courts, because we know those get utilized heavily. Sunset Park out behind Walmart, extending the bike trail behind the current pond, a kayak launching pad, and then a tot lot behind the existing apartment complexes and adding in a small picnic shelter as well. Then the last park that we looked at was Schaefer Park, staying with the nature theme out at that park, adding in existing sidewalks, and then really making it more of a maintenance-free park, but still utilizing the green space out there, and then adding in some sculpture opportunity as well. So as you noted, Mayor, looking for the city's support, $5.5 million. The Betterment Foundation will go out and raise the next $5.5 million. And the feedback that we've had thus far with our key stakeholder groups has been really positive, and we think we've had a very inclusive opportunity for people to comment on this work, and we feel really good about where the project stands at this point in time. And I'd be happy to take any questions.
Will this be the final plan, or will community members have opportunities to tweak it?
We're probably close to the final plan, Steve. We still will need to go through schematic design on all of that, of all of the parks. And so I think through the feedback that we've had, even since this last round of discussion, there's going to be some changes. But obviously, we would welcome anyone to come forward. Right now, we'll have to, if approved, live within that budget, but there's still going to be some areas that we can look at different. So we would obviously welcome that feedback if you get it as council members or anyone that want to visit with myself or an individual at the city. We can still have time to take that under advisement.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can hear me all that well or not. I am on the road speaking through my vehicle's speaker. So just on this issue, or on this action item, I would kind of like to remind the citizens and the council that, as I understand it, per Iowa code, we are responsible for 7 parts of a city. A clerk, we are required to supply a clerk, fire, police protection, a library, water, wastewater, and green space, which is parks. I am very, very much for this proposed action item, because I think it's fantastic that in a community we're literally getting matched what our responsibilities to keep these parks up and do park improvements. So we have a lot of city leaders, city businesses that are going to contribute and literally match dollar for dollar this $5.5 million. So I guess I've revealed how I'm going to vote.
Thank you, Clark. You know, I echo those sentiments as far as our community stepping up to get things done. And it's just amazing every time we go to the community for this kind of support. It doesn't just happen, but we get it done, so.
With that, I'll make a motion to approve allocating $5.5 million of lost funds for approved community betterment projects number 3.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further comments? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you for the
Thanks,
support.
Dustin.
Hey, Rob?
Yeah.
Rob, in hindsight, I do have a question. I'm still for it because I do know the answer to this. But it wasn't mentioned, because some of this is breaking up for me, but was it mentioned how we, the city, are coming up with our 5.5? I mean, I know the answer to this, but has that been said?
Yes, it would come through lost, and we would finance the amount so that we would make payments on our lost funds up to, I believe, Joe Moning's discretion as to what we feel like we can swallow as far as debt payments there. So.
Absolutely, and then maybe this is the time to interject that I think as a city, we need to look at increasing that local option tax. I'm leaving Des Moines right now after been down here for a couple days, and I know I pay a much higher rate when I go to Dubuque or Boise, Idaho, or Des Moines for their local option, and I think we need as a city to really review raising that amount, which would relieve this burden even quicker.
Okay. We'll take that under advisement. Thank you. Moving on to action item number 2, Federal Airport Capital Improvement Program. Each year, the city must submit an updated list of future airport improvements to the FAA. Attached is a project list for fiscal year 26 through fiscal year 29, as prepared by Bolton and Mink. The Airport Advisory Committee received the list on December 11, 2024. The AIP must be submitted by December 20 of 2024. Administration and the Airport Advisory Committee are recommending council approval.
I'll make a motion to approve submittal of the Federal Airport Capital Improvement Program for fiscal year 26 to 29.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Action item E3, Lamar's Urban Revitalization Area. At the December 3, 2024 meeting, the council approved the first reading of the ordinance number 993, amending the Lamar's Urban Revitalization Area. The amendment updates the municipal limits and recent state changes. Administration recommends council approval.
I make a motion to approve the second reading of ordinance number 993 for the Lamar's Urban Revitalization Area.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Pick,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Bruns,
Yes.
Wick.
Yes. Motion to waive the third reading of ordinance number 993 for the Lamar's Urban Revitalization Area.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Pick,
Yes.
Bruns,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Wick.
Yes. Motion to adopt ordinance number 993 for the Lamar's Urban Revitalization Area on its second reading.
Second. Take it away.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Bruns,
Yes.
Pick,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Wick.
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to action item E4, list of fees, licenses, and charges. Attached is a list of various fees, charges, and licenses, which show charges as followed. 1, current fees, licenses, and charges. 2, proposed changes are in red. Administration recommends council approval.
Motion adopting resolution 2460 approving the recommended list of fees, licenses, and charges for calendar year 25 without amendment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the fees, charges, and licenses?
Just, I assume the campground tent sites for non-electric don't exist anymore? Or they're, okay.
They've all been upgraded.
Yeah, okay.
Roll call, please.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Wick,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Pick,
Yes.
Bruns.
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to E5, Hometown Lamar's Heritage Foundation Tourism Plan Proposal. There are several groups in Lamar's doing many great things to generate tourism in Lamar's. As the Lamar's Community Development Plan was created and adopted in October of 23, there was a recognition that there could be some improvement in tourism with a coordinated effort making Lamar's a tourism destination. Lamar's Community Development Plan recommends that a tourism strategy be developed that would coordinate tourism efforts by defining key roles and responsibilities and expectations of key contributors, raise awareness, expand resources, and realize planning and event efficiencies, and fully leverage external resources by way of a succinct, coordinated, and holistic community-endorsed tourism strategy. I don't think Jason wrote that.
I'm glad you had that.
In order to achieve the tourism strategy, ISG has created a proposal to bring key stakeholders together to evaluate all the tourism efforts currently happening in Lamar's, then to create a structure and a strategy for a sustainable tourism program in Lamar's, clearly defining the structure, roles, and responsibilities as it pertains to tourism. This process will take approximately 5 months and will result in a tourism plan that outlines clear objectives, milestones, organizational structure, and role description for a director. The total cost of this process is $65,625. Mike and Cheryl Wells have offered to fund 50% of the fee. Administration recommends council approve that the city of Lamar's pay 50% of the proposed fee. The total project fee is $65,625. Proposed city of Lamar's portion is $32,813. Mark.
Yeah, as we work through our community development plan, we've really been intentional about industrial growth, residential growth, commercial growth. We just supported quality of life growth. And what we haven't been intentional about yet, a year into the plan, is the whole tourism piece. And that tourism piece is just so many different things. And the timing of this is good because hometown holidays, you guys just praised what happened out at the fairgrounds with Pioneer Village. Ice Cream Days continues to grow. And then the Browns just announced they're gonna build a 400-person theater. Brad just last week talked about what's that, when we look at our hotel motel tax and the grants and stuff, how do we most effectively utilize those funds? And so there's a number of these things out there, just a lot of it's happening organically. But how do we take all these pieces, coordinate it, and take it to the next level? And the foundation would be the vehicle for groups, organizations, businesses, and individuals to perpetuate the ability to not only give, but to make sure these events go on in the foreseeable future. And so it only makes sense for us as a community to go through this process, and we've been through it before with the Betterment Foundation, with the city, the Development Corporation,